Good evening, it is Jamie here. Welcome to this our Monday night live. Back in my usual slot at 7 p.m. My favourite slot of the week. I hope you're all well. I don't know why I'm making myself laugh already. That's a bad sign, isn't it, for the evening ahead? And speaking of bad signs, Jason is already on fire. Why did the lizard have trouble finding a partner? He suffered from reptile dysfunction. Go, Jason! Woohoo! Our resident comedian is in the house, not me, Jason. That is. Make sure you're on chat as well. You can divide your attention, can't you? Be watching here and looking on chat as well, because Jason is telling jokes for us all, just in case I'm very dull this evening. You never know, do you, what you're going to get? Speaking of which, I can tell you some of what you're going to get this evening. Um, First of all, I have some questions for you that I will be posing, and I'd love for you to write the answers in the chat a little bit later. I have not long been back from my Far East adventure, and I'd love to talk you through some of those highlights, some of my findings, some of the uh, main questions I've been asked since going away. Most of them have been about safety and flights. So I did want to talk about that a little bit as well. And of course, I'll be taking all your questions here at Travel Blog Jamie headquarters. They are not filtered, unlike many cruise vloggers when they do lives. Naughty. You can ask what you want. If I don't like it, I'll tell you, you know. That's it. I don't need to hide your questions. Um, so I'm ready for you, my darlings. I am just ready. In the meantime, though, as I always like to start off with, could you please let me know where you are calling in from around the world of ours? I'm just going to check on the chat and see if anyone's already started doing that. Oh, yes, you have. You're so good. You really are awesome, aren't you? Um, we have, oh, hang on a minute, there's another joke. Why is it when women go to, I should probably read ahead just in case it's inappropriate. When women go to the toilet in pairs, no one minds. But when I did it, I got thrown out of the greengrocers. Boom, boom. Not professional. That one made me laugh. See, Jason makes himself laugh as well. I mean, if you want to grade Jason and his jokes, be my guest. Give him marks out of 10. I think you should, absolutely. Good evening, South Wales. Good evening, Staffordshire. Good evening, Swansea. Swindon, Essex, Manchester. Jason graded himself a 9 out of 10 for his jokes. He likes that one quite clearly. Good evening, Bognor, Dublin. Dublin again on the eve of St. Patrick's Day. I hope you have an awesome time. Um, good evening, Devon. Oh, we've got an 8. It's Diana. You marking Jason's jokes. An 8's actually quite good, isn't it? That's not bad at all. Good evening, David. Virtuosa. Um, Herefordshire, the kitchen. Tony, where's the kitchen? In Bonnie, Scotland, somewhere in a kitchen in the middle of nowhere. Calgary, heading to smelly old Southampton tonight, boarding Aurora on Wednesday. Wow, you are traveling far. I hope you have the best time. Vicky's feeling a bit better. That's good to hear. We've got London, um, South Woodham, Ferrers, Essex, Cambridge, Isle of Wight. I won't tell you our nickname for the Isle of Wight because it will upset people. Just like when I say smelly or Southampton upsets people as well. Durham, Cleethorpes, Ilkeston, Haslingden. I don't know half of these places. Shropshire. Do you say Shropshire? Shropshire, Shropshire. What do you say? Thank you for Ian says, thank you for a great show for Singapore. You're welcome. The vlogs are already coming out fast and furious. And thank you for all the love you've shown for those vlogs so far. They're doing really well. It just goes to show I don't need to do cruise vlogs all the time. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Um, Basingstoke, Isle of Wight, Doncaster, Great Coxwell, Oxfordshire. You're coming at me from all angles, aren't you, tonight, my loves? Oh, gosh, always people think I say things like that on purpose, and I don't. They just come out of my mouth. Um, "Ooh, you and your innuendos." It's just me, it's just how I talk. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes it just sounds really bad, doesn't it? But thank you for sharing your abodes with me. I appreciate it, a lot. Um, Irish Blue, the variety of log types is great. Keep going. I will indeed in that case. I mean, I have been, haven't I? So I quite I like my land-based trips. I love them. Um, I do love cruising, but I don't think I could just cruise. I really don't. I love my land bait. Love, love, love. Cruising's right. Yes, absolutely. Hi, Shropshire, sure. Um, oh, hang on. What do you call the beautiful Isle of Wight then? Are you insulting it? No, it's not an insult. It's just a rhyme. I like the Isle of Wight, but you know what? I can say silly, sarcastic things about everywhere, including, and I can say it about people, and I say it about myself as well. I do. I'm always taking the mickey out of myself when I get wheezy and asthma, and I probably shouldn't because I know it could be bad. I've had asthma since I was 3, but I do take the mick out of myself for that. I take the mick out of myself when I'm injecting insulin. I just do that, and take no offense. Um, it's up to people whether they take offense anyway, isn't it really? It really is. Innuendos or any innuendos in someone else's mind. Oh, that's deep. Isn't that deep? I never thought about it like that. Absolutely. No, I'm not going to tell you. Maybe if someone gets me drunk, which is highly improbable, maybe then I will tell you. Um, but no, I can't. It has a swear word in it anyway, and I could get struck off YouTube, so I don't want that to happen. Anyway, thank you for sharing those things with me. Um, whilst I um, give a bit of background and yada yada and admin stuff, I'd love it if you could also tell me how you're doing. Numbers 1 to 10, 1 being you're in need of an immediate check-in, 10 being you're swinging your legs around the lamppost, you're screeching, you're singing a disco song from the 70s, and your clothes are falling off. That's a 10. Where are you on that list? I would say I'm probably about a 7 and 3/4 this evening. Pretty perky, productive day. Had a great, great, great time away, so all is good. It is. I am undrunkable. You could have a good guess. The Isle of. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it another time. Watching from pool. Hi, pool. I am undrunkable. It's true. It is. Day off. Oh, an 8 day off with bank holiday. Awesome. Did you ask for the satay chicken? Um, I I don't know where that's come from, if I'm honest with you. Hi, Stockton, Wolverhampton. Last week could have been 4. As of today, 6. She's gone up 2 as our Vicky. God bless her and all who vessel in her. Damn, it's a nautical term. It's nautical. Damn. Hey, Penny and Steve. Penny 6, thumb still bad. Oh, Steve is an 8. All right, Steve, give you one of your thumbs to Penny or something. 6s, 7s, 8s. You lot are actually a bit sort of averagey kind of marks tonight, aren't you? Normally we've got 8s, 9s, and 10s. Look at you all. I'm gonna have to try. Where's Jason? I need to tell more jokes. Help people. Help, help, help. I've missed something from oh, you had to say goodbye to one of your dogs. That is super sad. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really, really sad news. Part of the family always. Bless them. Sorry, Tony. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna have to perk people up tonight. Um, I've got one question come in. Please do try and keep your questions to later. Um, come back to me on that one about flights. I'll try and remember to answer it when I'm talking about the flight. Okay. Uh, it is something I wanted to talk about, so it's a very good, valid question. Okay. Gosh, look at this. Twos, dental implant surgery tomorrow. Oh, just get them to knock you out. Get them to knock you out or something. It's 7 from Tara. I've never known Tara to be anything less than a 15. Stupid cough, headaches. Oh my goodness me. We got a 10. Hot tomorrow, rest of the week. Good, good, good. And we got a 9 and we got a 10. Benidorm, I love a bit of Benidorm. Singapore, do you pay in Singapore dollars or US dollars? Okay, we'll go through all of that in a second. Right, I'm gonna give you the lowdown on my trip, which was just otherworldly awesome. It really was. No, don't forget the thumbs up as well, like the thumb underneath the thumbnail, please. That would be awesome. I would appreciate that. Um, and whilst I'm talking through the trip, I'd love you to comment below. I've got two questions for you this evening. Answer one or both. It's up to you. I wondered because I had this a few times, given I stayed in quite a nice five-star hotel in Singapore, and I've noticed over the last couple of years, if I've ever done anything that's kind of nice, people often comment that it's way too posh for them. Too posh, I could never do that. Um, have you ever thought something is just too posh for you? Like, I've never thought that about anything. Like, if I have to get dressed up nicely for something because it's expected, I dress up, but I don't think of that as posh. I don't, posh isn't something that comes to mind in my world at all. But then I don't feel necessarily out of place anywhere either. Have you ever felt you can't do something because it's too posh? Or have you ever been anywhere, stayed anywhere where you felt uncomfortable because you felt it was too posh? Please do drop your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one. My other question for you, where do you indeed draw the line when it comes to costs of hotels? Anywhere on the planet. Um, the most expensive hotel I've stayed in, or I've paid to stay in, is the Savoy. The second most expensive was the Shangri-La, the Shard in London. The third most expensive, Marina Bay Sands, in Singapore. Would you draw the line somewhere? Or would you fork out for something that you've always wanted to do, even though you know it's a lot of money, maybe just one night? Please get typing. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, though, I'm going to just give you a summary of the highlights of the week I've just had away. So first of all, I flew with Singapore Airlines for the first time. It was on one of the humongous A380s. I've flown A380s before, but the configuration on Singapore Airlines is definitely different to the others I've flown. Um, People rave about Singapore Airlines, don't they? My opinion of Singapore Airlines is, in terms of the aircraft, an A380, it's like all the others I've flown on, more or less. Huge screens are on the back of the seat, so they're very good for economy. The food, I the food is definitely a highlight, but I ordered the non-fish, non-seafood meals, and it meant they changed nearly every part, every component of my meal. Even as far as like dessert sometimes. Not that I would always eat it or be able to, but I noticed that was changed and didn't have fish or seafood in it. Um, and a couple of the main courses that everybody else got to choose from, I didn't get to choose them. And sometimes they're like a chicken curry or something, and maybe they had a little bit of oyster sauce, I don't know, something like that. So it meant that every dish I had was different to everybody else's. And I sometimes just wanted theirs, including at breakfast time. There was this beautiful sounding. It was like a coconut rice with a chicken kind of curry with shredded omelette for breakfast was one of the options. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I want. But I was served scrambled egg with um, a chicken sausage and some potatoes and a tomato-based sauce. I mean, it was all nice, but so the food I had was nice and it's different and definitely my kind of food. But in future, I think I probably would just go for the vegetarian meals or something and have curry and what have you. So I felt like everyone else's food near me looked and smelt much better than mine. The service was sublime. I love the uniforms that they wear. Love it. It's just, traditional sort of Singaporean dress was beautiful. It was stunning. The crew were just so gentle and delicate and thoughtful. Oh, they were gorgeous. So look, I would say it was up there with my best experiences, which have been with Qatar and Emirates. I wouldn't say it was better though, I wouldn't, but it was certainly very good. The flight over was 12 hours and 35 minutes. Usually it's about 13 hours. So that was great. We arrived a little bit ahead of time. Flew overnight, which is fabulous. Then with the 8-hour time difference, it meant we didn't arrive there until the next day at like 5:40 p.m. or something like that, which meant by the time I got to my hotel, oh God, when the luggage came out in Singapore at the airport, they had all the luggage was the handles were facing outwards so that you could pick them up really easily, and they were all spread out equally. Can you believe it? I mean, like, it's like, wow. And they came out so fast. And given that it's a humongous plane with loads of luggage, it was so fast. It was unbelievable. Um, so I then took the MRT, which is the something rapid transit. What's the M stand for again? The I can't remember. Someone will tell me. The railway network, like partly, mostly underground, and it was only like £2.70 to get me all the way from the airport to a station opposite my hotel. And it was so easy to use. I've never experienced anything like it. Everything is signposted. Things are flashing. Things are pointing for you. Um, just incredible. So I made that journey within about 40 minutes in total. It only cost £2.70, and I was there at my hotel. I felt quite proud of myself for never having been to Singapore before and doing that on my own. I was like a sense of achievement, you know. My hotel, the Oasia, shrubbery everywhere. If you've seen the vlog, you'll know what I'm talking about. Was just stunning. It really was. I had a club room which was on the 25th floor. Exclusive access to the club facilities, the huge outdoor pool, all partly outdoor with the most incredible views and sunset actually. Our own restaurant, a club restaurant, and canapes served between 6 and 8, have as many as you want, and as much alcohol as you wanted between 6 and 8. Help yourself to drinks all day long. There were all sorts of other additions as well. So it was great. It was such a good hotel. Absolutely loved it. And it was in a perfect location. Like come out the hotel, turn left, walk for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're in Chinatown, for example. And right on one of the main lines for the underground. So it was just wonderful. My day, oh, jet lag. Let's start with that because someone asked about that. So because I flew overnight, I wouldn't say I got a lot of sleep on the flight, but I got some sleep. And because you landed the next day, 8 hours time difference, and in my hotel by what, 7, went out for dinner. It was I was tired. It was time to sleep, no doubt about that. Don't forget those thumbs up. Um, but that's the beauty of that kind of timing of flight, is that I then went to bed quite late, I think, and just slept solidly through the night, as you can imagine. Woke up on my alarm about 8 a.m. Felt like I'd had good 9 hours sleep, and I woke up just a little bit woozy, but absolutely fine. And I was fine for the remainder of the whole trip as a result. Flying home, it was an overnight flight. And because of the time difference, you make up 8 hours, but you're flying when it's dark, literally for the entirety of the what was 13 hours and 40 minutes. Once you'd finished dinner, they did the service as quickly as they could. It was lights out, and there were like 8, 9 hours of just darkness and quiet, peace and quiet. So I was able to get some sleep, arrived back here early morning. I got home, I think, literally at my flat by 9:15 a.m. I went about my business as normal for the day. I went to bed at about 10, Yeah, I was tired. And then I slept through the night. It was like perfect. It's just perfect timing. So I do understand that jet lag is real and it can be really difficult. But I think if you choose your flights carefully, if you're flying long distance, long haul, and you have time differences and you factor all that in and you choose the right kind of times, you are going to be fine, like I have been. Have I felt a bit tired now and then? Yeah, but I haven't had the the wooziness and when you're so tired you can't function. It's not been like that. The timing of the flights was just perfect for this trip. So that's how I've managed to beat jet lag. Um, Not to mention, as I said, you've got to get up at the correct time. You can't lie in, don't have naps during the daytime. None of that business. Get on, be strong, go for a walk, get some fresh air, have a coffee. Um, my full day in Singapore was incredible. I walked quite a long way actually. The night before I was in Chinatown, it was such a lot of fun. I went to the markets. The food in the markets is really good quality. There's a huge range, but it's also very, very cheap as well. Um, Food in hotels, in restaurants in Singapore can be very expensive, as can um, alcohol as well. So anyway, my first day, lots of walking, went to Raffles Place, had a lovely walk along the river, ended up walking through the civic district, opposite in the distance you can see Marina Bay Sands, the three tower cantilever topped building in the distance, looked just awe-inspiring. Walked to Raffles Hotel, had to go into Long Bar for a Singapore sling, 44 Singapore dollars. Somebody asked me whether I took Singapore dollars. No, I didn't at all. I paid for everything on card, everything, even in the markets. There's only one, no, there wasn't one place. That was Malaysia. I was going to say there was only one place they didn't take card. That was Malaysia, a massive hill in a temple. So I can forgive them for that. So no, I didn't need Singapore dollars at all, actually. Card payment was certainly preferred. I walked down to the marina, lots of things. Oh, the Singapore sling, 44 euro, Singapore dollars, which is about 29 pounds, 28 pounds. That's a lot of money. I would never pay that for a cocktail, but it was worth it. The Long Bar is beautiful. Raffles Hotel is beautiful. The service was impeccable. The atmosphere was just stunning. I loved it in there. I would absolutely spend that money on doing it again. And you get a whole bag of peanuts to shell and throw on the floor. Like littering is a very serious offence in Singapore. So Long Bar is the only place, as far as I'm aware, you can litter, and you're going to be just fine. Oh, there's some other interesting things. No chewing gum in Singapore. No vaping. Vaping, you can actually, if you're caught vaping in Singapore, face a time in prison. And then when you get out, you have to go through a rehabilitation program for vaping. So just in case any of you are thinking of going, a few things like that. Always read up on what you are not allowed to take or not allowed to do. Very important. Gardens by the Bay. Oh my goodness, those super trees are stunning. It was just the most beautiful part of the day when I was there. A little bit of cloud, lots of blue, lots of sunshine. It just was so idyllic. And yeah, I did the tree walks. I went up the largest super tree as well, and I just had the best time. It felt like you were on another planet. It really did. And hopefully, if you've watched the Singapore vlog, you'll have seen that and thought the same. In the vlog coming out on Wednesday, the vlog about Marina Bay Sands, I'm there at night for the show, and I've filmed that for you. The Cloud Forest, one of the world's largest indoor waterfalls. Uh, Walkways high up, just literally perched on the edge of this sort of faux mountain. It's all supposed to represent high altitude forests and try and simulate those, and you get to walk up around the top with all the mist and everything. It was just I've never experienced anything like that. And the Flower Dome, the largest conservatory, glass house, whatever you want to call it, on the planet. I then went to Satay by the Bay, and I had lots of gorgeous food in that market. Brilliant. So awesome. Marina Bay Sands, I'm not going to tell you much about that. I want to have read through your comments. 5 star, expensive. I spent one night there. It was incredible. I did not regret spending that money. If you want to know exactly how much and what it was like, the vlog is out this Wednesday. I tell you at the very start of the vlog how much it is, so you can judge for yourself whether you think it's worth it. For me, it was worth it. Would I do it all the time? Of course not. Did I save up long and hard for it? Of course I did. It was totally worth it. When Matthew and I head off to Australia next year, um, we probably will stop off at Singapore en route for a few days or on the way back. I would love to spend another night there and make sure Matthew experiences it as well. But I won't go on about that because you'll see it in the vlog on Wednesday. Safe to say, it was just one of the most incredible hotel experiences I've ever had, really. And then on to Ovation of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, my cruise, my 3-night cruise to Penang, Malaysia. And just briefly, and those vlogs will be released this coming weekend and the following as well. I have to say, they knocked it out of the park. The crew on board Ovation of the Seas were stunning. And it was such a different cruise for me, not just because it was sailing out of Singapore and to a country I'd never visited before, Malaysia, which, by the way, was just stunning. Penang was fantastic. Um, it was different because of the audience, the makeup of people on the ship, the passengers. Um, would say 95% of whom are from Asian countries, and the flow is so different to what I'm used to sailing out of the UK or even America, and the flow between the UK and America is different as well. Um, people not using the outdoor spaces so much. It's hot, absolutely. There's sunshine, but they don't want to be out in it. They want to be sheltered and in the aircon. Whereas if that were the UK, everyone would be out on those sunbeds. Like, you wait till you see the vlog. Just wait to see how many sunbeds were available on a sea day. You won't believe it. You will not believe it. Drinking, not a big thing with the audience either. So I don't think Royal Caribbean were selling many drinks packages, that's for sure. But not a big thing. I tell you what, though, that meant it was a breeze getting seats in every single bar I went to. Every single bar. No waits for anything. But here's where the flow is different. My goodness me, they love to dance. That audience loved their dancing. They were there at all the shows. They were there for all the events, having the best time, all the classes, and they loved their food. Um, some of the crew were telling me as well, this audience actually, they like going for their breakfast in this venue, but then they'll go to that venue for another breakfast, kind of like two breakfasts, Jamie. And they sort of rotate around restaurants as much as possible during the day. Respect, that's for sure. Respect. So it was so different, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. What an amazing cruise. I know it's only 3 nights, but in future, if anyone ever says to me, "Oh, a 3 it's always a booze cruise," I'll be like, actually, that's cultural." And I can say that from experience now. I absolutely can. Um, it was a wonderful cruise. I loved my cabin. I don't know if you saw my pictures on Facebook. Jamie W. Robbins, head on over there. But it was a great sized ocean view cabin, and it was good value as well. Lastly, before I read through some of your comments and then we'll do a Q&A, Penang was just otherworldly. I went to visit, I can't remember the name of the temple. It's a very famous temple there. I want to call it Keksi, something like that temple. It was probably the most incredible temple I've ever visited in my life, and I've been to quite a lot. actually. Just stunning. Wait till you see the video of that. I mean, I was so emotional there, I can't tell you. And then up Penang Hill on one of the funiculars, m monkeys up there, I've forgotten the name of them, something dusky monkeys now, quite rare. My goodness me, how beautiful they were. I also had the most amazing meal with fantastic views. It was just all incredible. And then the last day, um, disembarked the ship, found this great luggage company called Lug Me, which I think is fantastic. And they had a desk at the cruise terminal. They took my luggage, I booked it in advance, and then they shipped it to the airport for me, which I collected when I got to the airport later, early evening, and it all in total was like 20 odd pounds, and like awesome. What that meant, I was able to go to Sentosa Island and spend the day at Universal Studios Singapore, the dinkiest, smallest, cutest Universal, but with some awesome rides. Only £45 for Universal. Then I went back to the airport via the underground. M is mass, isn't it? Mass rapid transit. Sorry, I asked that earlier. Someone might have answered it. Um, I spent a couple hours at the Jewel, the world's largest indoor waterfall. Just I've forgotten how many. It's something like 1,000 palms and trees there. It's just in unbelievable. So if you've ever visited or have heard about Changi Airport, Singapore, and the Jewel, what a way to spend a few hours before flying home. Like awesome. And the flight home, it was pretty smooth. We landed a little bit ahead of time. Um, Again, I managed to get some sleep. It was 13 hours, 40 minutes, the longest continuous flight I've ever taken. I've been to Bali, which is further, but that was broken up into two flights. So the longest flight I've ever taken was this one. And I found it more than doable. And again, it's overnight. And then gaining 8 hours, always flying in the dark with the lights dimmed, was just so chilled and relaxed, you know? So there you go, folks. That's in a nutshell how I experienced the Far East. And you know what? I did all that in 1 week. No wonder I was tired when I was there. It was crazy. So yeah, it was just the best. Thank you so much for watching the vlogs as well so far. There are only two released, but um, they have been very well received, and also a growing Asian audience I've noticed. Which and if any of you are watching, thank you for joining me. You are very welcome. I hope you enjoy the vlogs. People who live in and have lived in Singapore all their lives, watching the vlogs, saying it's really interesting seeing this through your eyes, and it's given me a new appreciation for where I live. I mean, how lovely is that for feedback? It's probably the best feedback you could ever hope to receive, you know. Anyway, let me just quickly see if we've got any comments. I'm not going on Iona again. I've been on Iona multiple times, but thank you for asking me to go on again. Um, People are talking about the jollies to Croatia and Italy. Lovely jubbly. People calling in from Ontario. Tara, I can do posh if I need to. Tara looks, she looks very elegant when she's all dolled up, and even when she's not dolled up, she's got that like understated elegance, you know. Even if she could have like a glass of squash in her hands, then she would make it look elegant. That's Tara. But she can do posh if she needs to. Vicky definitely thought something is too posh. What did you think was too posh, out of interest? Irish Blue sometimes felt that I didn't have enough money to be staying somewhere, e.g., staying in a yeah. Um, like it justifying spending a lot of money on something when you don't feel like you have enough. That's a difficult one, absolutely. I mean, I saved up for months to afford one night in that hotel. So yeah, it can be a lot of graft, can't it? Ian, nowhere is too posh for Audrey and I. Nope, I'm with you. I still wonder, what does posh mean? What does posh mean to people? Sometimes I think people say the word and in their heads, they think it's something to do with arrogance, maybe, because everyone can dress up in a ball gown, a tuxedo, can't they? I mean, you can buy them from Primark for like £20, so most people can do that if they want to. I think posh is a feeling, is it not? Is that what it is? I don't know. I know I've seen some people with a lot of money dressing up on Cunard ships, and they look awful, like terrible fitting suits. Terrible. I'd rather they wore jeans. The Cunard is out there. No, you can't say that. I just did. Sorry, Cunarders. I do love you. I love Cunard. Don't forget the thumbs up, please. Um, Bucket item list, yes. Posher the better, lol. Never felt anything is too posh. My money's the same as anyone else's. Exactly my sentiment as well. Which brings me back to the question I've asked you all. What is posh? What does it mean? Is it an actual physical thing or is it a feeling? What is it? Is it an emotion? What is it? Um, Donna, yes, I have felt a part. It was too posh for me, as in it was so false and wouldn't enjoy it. Nothing to do with dressing up. So there you go. That was about falsehoods. So again, what does posh mean? It, it's an interesting concept. And the reason I'm asking you is because I get this comment a lot from people. Um, Interesting. CK Hound, I don't think anything is too posh, though Queen Mary 2 always seems a bit above me with a dress code-ish. I don't think it's above you or anyone. It's just wear a suit, it's what some people have to do for work. That ain't posh in my view. Tewkesbury, love posh but happy and casual. Absolutely. Not if it's the holiday of a lifetime, says Ian. I presume we're talking about costs for things. Yes, and I agree. I haven't once, apart from talking about this and the cost of that Marina Bay Sands, I haven't once thought about how much I spent and it was too much. Like, never entered my head. Got to talk about it on the vlogs, but I've never thought I spent too much money. I wish I hadn't done that. Not at all. So yeah, agree with Ian. Irish Blue, that's a great attitude. Hats off. Yes, absolutely. CK, for hotels, I feel like I will usually go for three-star hotels and try and use the money I spend on the high-end hotels to do other items while there instead. Yes, but what if everything there is really cheap? Just saying. Like everything I did in Singapore, apart from buying a Singapore thing, was pretty cheap. Very, very well priced, actually. Tony, don't think I have a line. Would totally depend on if we really wanted to stay there and could afford it at the time. Fair point. And no problem with posh. We're all as good as each other. I agree with you. Isn't it funny how some people don't think that? But I totally agree with you. I feel like I'm not getting through all these. Look at all your comments. That's amazing. I'm gonna have to read through some of them after. Anthony, no, nowhere is too posh. You take it or leave it. Absolutely. Still take your money. Absolutely. Rob, posh is used instead of saying too expensive. If you can afford it, go for it. You can't take your money with you when your time's up. Absolutely true. Oh, the Singapore Airlines chicken satay is amazing. Yeah, I don't doubt it. So this is going to upset some people, I'm sure. I do like chicken satay, but I've had so many dodgy ones over the years. I don't always opt for it, so I'll have to ask for it in future, Daniel, on a Singapore Airlines flight. Um, for me, the chicken's got to be really, really well cooked. It's got to be charred, and it's got to be good quality chicken. I can't be dealing with thighs, legs, ears, eyes, and assholes on a stick. Oh my God, did I just say that out loud? That's what I that's what I call the bits and bobs of animal that get used. Oh my God. I'm not apologizing. As someone's just said, like, you are who you are. Take me or leave me. There you go. Oh my God. I feel like I've got no filter sometimes. I told you just talk, 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 talk. Anyway, moving on. Linda, no problem with posh. Only issue would be elitism. Yes, I got you there. Oh, I've had some interesting conversations with people who feel they are above me. Oh, I love those kind of conversations. If you can afford it, go for it. For the experience, you only live once. YOLO. Julie, I always felt out of place when I traveled business class for my work. Thought it was too posh for me and I was a fraud. Also, the time I went through diplomatic channels at Lagos Airport. Okay. Business is an interesting one. Um, I remember I've only flown business, I think, 3 times over my lifetime. I don't dress up for flying business. I want to be comfortable first and foremost. And there are other people who do dress up. I had some interesting looks. You know, when you sort of walk in and someone catches your eye and you're like, hi, and they're like that. So I remember this one gent in particular who was absolutely looking me up and down like I was a piece of dirt. I said hi, and he didn't acknowledge, didn't say anything, he was just looking like that. So I stopped and I said, hi, hello, until he actually acknowledged me and said hello. And then when he did say hello, I went, thank you. And then I carried on walking. I did that really irritating face to do. Thank you. Like, you are not going to treat me like that. I was going to stand in front of him until he acknowledged me. I could have been there all flight, couldn't I? Anyway, um, travel with the Hiltons. I hate pretentious posh. Yes, pretension. Yes, pretension. Cocktail dresses, black ties. Actually, I don't mind that. There's a time and place for it, but wearing that doesn't make me feel anything other than uncomfortable. I'm doing it because it's expected of me. I don't like it, but I don't feel like it's posh or anything like that personally. I don't feel like I'm being pretentious. People say I'm posh, so I suppose it depends on what your definition. Yes, what is your definition? I also don't like paying silly prices for a hotel. You don't like paying it. Okay, there you go. Anthony, I wanted to fly on the A380 with Singapore Airlines when I went. I had a BA 777. Oh yes, I've been on a BA 777. Um, I've been on the BA A380s as well, but they are much and much. You know, it's amazing aircraft and the design, etc. But it's not necessarily the best aircraft to fly on, in my opinion. Um, Carolyn, I know SQ are good, but the luggage handles, that's real attention to detail, hasn't it just? Can't beat a bit of Lux, says Claire. She loves posh. What is posh? Hilton's, we do love premium economy, so I suppose that's semi-posh. Mass rapid transport, thank you, Ian. I got that already. Comes back to me, old brain, eventually, you know. The Savoy and the Dorchester in London. Oh yes. No, I haven't stayed at the Dorchester, but I've been to 2 award ceremonies there, and I love it. I love the bars there as well. The Bellagio in Las Vegas. Otherwise, I stay in Premier Inn. That's the great thing, though, isn't it? Like, I love being able to and wanting to and enjoying staying in a Premier Inn all the way up to the Savoy and everything in between. There's a place for a time and place for everything, in my humble opinion. Um, we've got the word marshmallow, and I don't know why. Tara, I've not done anything iconic posh, but Four Seasons in Marrakesh, Beachcomber in Mauritius, Caesar's Palace in Vegas. I tend to be on the lookout for good deal as I'd rather go on more trips. There you go. That makes absolute sense. Mazza, Hawker Centres, pay by cash card. Like I said, I paid for everything by card, everything, including in the markets. We've got people talking about chocolate Fargods. Tracy, did you have to pre-book to get a table at Longbar? No, it's walk-ins only, actually. My advice is, as I did, get there for opening, and I mean opening, because even when I got there for opening, I still had to wait 20 minutes. There were people there for opening before opening, pre-opening. 20 minutes I waited. Someone came out with some iced raspberry tea, which was delicious. But when I came out, the line, ooh, I would have said that was a good hour to hour and a half wait. Get there for opening. Okay, maybe I wouldn't necessarily go there just before closing in case they end up not having enough seats. So yeah. You need to be there at 11 during the week, 11:15 at the weekend. Sorry. It's a nice way to wake yourself up in the morning, though. That's just my opinion. I'm sure there are quieter periods as well. Um, I've always heard Singapore's restricted about stuff like gum. It is indeed, absolutely. Singapore slings for £15 when I went about 14 years ago. I'm sure that you can get Singapore slings for 16 Singapore dollars, though, in other bars that I went to, and I saw 16, which is about £9, £10. So that's quite reasonable, really, I would say. Um, Jason, I'm enjoying the sound of jail time for vaping. Go for it. They do serve you Singapore slings in Singaporean jails, by the way. It's true. It's true. Um, Hey Jamie, West from hi West from Canada. Hello. Tewkesbury, agree regarding vapes. People don't realise the damage they cause. Well, I'm not saying that. I haven't read all the is there evidence about vapes and the harm they do in Singapore on like the underground. They've got posters everywhere about the dangers of them everywhere. I don't smoke, I don't vape, never have done, never ever tried anything. Tewkesbury, now have lung condition. Okay, so walking near smokers' vapes makes you short of breath. It's made me short of breath because of I have had quite severe asthma over the years, actually. So being around in a smoke environment is difficult for me. There's no doubt about that. Makes my lungs just close up like within a minute or so. So I find that hard. But yeah, I think the main point I was making is just make sure if you're going somewhere different, always check what you are allowed to take into the country and what is banned. Check the prohibited list. Always, always, always. Um, I would dance with you anytime. That's cute. Carolyn, the jewel is on my bucket list. It didn't exist the last time I was in Singapore. I mean, things have changed over the years so much in Singapore, haven't they? Hi, Nicola. No apologies for being late. No, no, no. No, I didn't use the lounge at SQ Airport. There's so much to do, like so much to see. I didn't want to be tucked away in a lounge, to be honest with you. Um, so no. Nicola Bonnybridge, 10 tonight. Yes, we got a 10. Um, joining from KY. Is that Kentucky? Oh, we got Kentucky. Oh, in the US. Found you through the Dollywood videos. Love me. Oh my God. Did you? Well, welcome. Thank you, first of all, for being here with us. Did you pick up on the vibe in those vlogs that I loved my time there and Tennessee and Dollywood, etc.? Don't forget the thumbs up, everybody, underneath. I loved it so much. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Yes, I've gone Riri ask Riri. Have you ever gone on Disney cruise? Multiple, lots of vlogs on them, loads of pictures on them, and more Disney cruises coming up. Tewkesbury, I'm in 8 today, son-in-law coming out of hospital after 10 weeks. Wow. Okay, well, that's great news that he's coming out of hospital. I hope everything continues to go well. That's great news. Um, we kind of morphed into Q&A, and that's fine, isn't it? Julie, would it be better to take cash or card for Hawk? Oh, haven't I answered that? I thought I only took card to Singapore, and I was able to use my card everywhere in Singapore, including the markets. Um, I didn't have a problem. It wouldn't hurt to take a little bit of cash, but honestly, I didn't need any cash when I was there at all. I didn't. Caroline, posh, put out starboard home. I was wondering if someone was going to say that. Sorry if someone's already said this. No, look at all your. I can't believe how many comments you've made. You lot are amazing. 310, Zach Ritz, London a couple of times. We were just ourselves, exactly. Mum felt it was too posh for her, but I told her we've paid the same as everyone else. Yeah, again, I go back to what I said earlier. I think it's a feeling. It's almost like an arrogance, a look of arrogance, a look of something. And it's more about how how you feel on the inside, and sometimes comes down to a bit of confidence as well, maybe. It's a very odd thing. Society is very odd, very interesting. Penny and Steve, be yourself. That oh, always, my darling. You'll see in the vlog of me at Marina Bay Sands. Oh, I was definitely myself. There was this one because I finished editing it and uploading it today. There's one segment when I'm walking through the whole lobby area of Marina Bay Sands, and I just put my glasses on and I pouted and I'm filming myself and I just strut like this, joking, obviously. And there are some funny looks from people. I thought it was hilarious, my darling. I did. I wasn't trying to upset anyone, of course. I just found it amusing. I didn't get that sense from people there either. People were just so in awe and wanting to have the best time. That's what it felt like. Linda says, "Stay unfiltered." Gosh, I do say some terrible things, don't I? Mark, I don't care what people think of me. I have meals on my chest to say different. Yeah, you know, like Matthew has most of his meals down his top as well. Yeah. Uh, Ian, Audrey said she would have vegetarian and not bits and bobs. Bits and bobs, odds and sods, nick and knack, rick and rack. Ears, eyes, and assholes, darlings. Ian would try anything. I've heard that. Ears, eyes, and assholes for Ian. I hope you enjoy them. Vicky, I hate those people who look you up and down. I know, but my darling, have fun with it. Have fun with them. They hate it. They don't know how to respond. They just don't. I love that. I do. Julie, how hot was it? Did you get a lot of rain? So, March is February, March, probably the best month to go to Singapore in terms of it being the driest parts of the year. That doesn't mean you won't get rain then, though. Having said that, when we landed, we arrived in a rain shower. Apparently, there'd been a storm pass over before we arrived. Thank goodness for that. And there was no more rain the time I was there. Like, none. None. It was hot and steamy. I'd say on average, like during the daytime, about 31 degrees Celsius, and at night around 25 degrees Celsius. But usually with quite a nice breeze coming off the ocean, I will say. Yes, humid, but again with that breeze, it's like I don't know if you've ever been to Orlando in August, which I have done many, many times. It is scorcher, it's oppressive, and it's like you go outside and you literally are covered in water already. It wasn't as bad as that. It was like it was as long as you were drinking lots of fluids and you weren't outside for too long at the time, it was more than manageable. I say that I'm covered in sweat, aren't I, when I was at Gardens by the Bay, but I had walked everywhere that day, and and I thought, damn, I should have taken the underground more. So yeah, it's I think all year round, every month, the average temperature during the day is around 30 degrees and 25 at night. The temperatures do not fluctuate very much. It's the amount of rain that fluctuates. So I'm interested to know, you're going this time next year. Oh, well, that's perfect. That's, in my opinion, the best time of year to go. Good, good, good. Um, Mark went to number 10 to get a medal. Say no more. I wonder what the medal was for. What are you allowed to tell us what it was for? Um, Maybe you can. I am not actually going to say where I'm traveling to next. There is a plan, but I'm going to surprise everyone with that one when I am there. That sounds very cryptic, I know, but this is one little trip I planned that I never had any intention of telling people about. That's the next one I'm doing. And then Matthew and I are off on a river cruise um, at the end of March on Viva River Cruises. Okay. La da 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 da. I never see my name on the credit, just say. I don't know what that's in reference to, Mark, unfortunately. Sorry. Julie, do you need to book cloud for us in advance? Oh, Julie, my darling, you should watch my vlog. It's got all the information in it. The answer is no, but I would absolutely recommend you did, even if you booked on the day, the morning. Just means you have less lining up to do. You know, the lines for the tickets there, they're not sheltered from what I remember. So if it's a really hot day, really sunny, and it's going to be hot. If it's blistering sunshine, you can do yourself a favor and not be stood in it. Just book it before you get there. Basically, the booking is not for a time slot, it's for the whole day. Or book it the night before. I would absolutely recommend you do that. It just saves a bit of time when you're there, to be honest with you. Tony, just ask Glasgow about vapes. Big fire. No, I did see that. Because my niece, when I went there to see my niece, you'll remember that. We actually went for a coffee in a coffee shop right next to the whole area that burned down. But I didn't realize, you said, was it to do with vapes that started the fire? I don't know what started the fire. I haven't seen or read that yet, to be honest with you. What is the most awkward thing you have seen another cruise passenger do? Asked Sam. I don't tend to get awkward. I don't tend to feel awkward in those situations. So that's a difficult one for me. Um, I've got one. So I've seen all sorts. I've seen skinny dipping. I've seen someone like darting across the decks with no clothes and holding their balls in place. I've seen someone rolling around on the floor inebriated. But the one thing that was awkward and also very cringe was it was a woman who was absolutely wrecked she was, and she came up to me like this, and I thought, oh, hey up, is this someone who recognizes me? If it is, can you put your tongue away? She didn't recognize me, and she literally plonks herself like that, next to me, but kind of like landing on my leg, and I'm thinking, what's going on? And she comes up to my face, "Oh, are you all right?" Like this, and she's breathing in my face, and I I think I responded kind of like in a, "I am all right, how you doing? You all right?" And I try and sort of back off just a little bit because she's literally here, and she's literally coming over me like this and clambering over me, and I felt that that was awkward. She's like in on me. I don't know who this woman was, like breathing on me, and as sometimes happens, even if you are like nice and like, "Oh, you're right, yeah, yeah, yeah," she then started getting leery with me. You know, she was like, "Oh, what's the matter? You think you're too good for someone like me," or something like this. And I think I said, "Yeah, I do think that. Absolutely think that." "Oh, you think you are?" That was just a horrible experience. I mean, I think in the end, I was trying to back away from her and trying to like turn my back on her, and in the end, her friends came over and sort of dragged her away and apologized. That's probably the most awkward thing I've seen or felt. You know, when it's your space, that's hard, isn't it? I feel that's challenging to deal with, and you can sort of brush it off and try and smile and be nice. But when someone keeps coming at you like that, it's difficult to manage. So that would be the most awkward thing. Interesting question. Thank you. Yes, John, I've been to Tampa multiple times. I've vlogged Tampa. I have been to the theme park there. I've stayed there over Christmas actually. I was there last year. Um, Before and after the Margaritaville at Sea Cruise. So we had a great hotel, we had a great time there, and there's plenty to do, that's for sure. So the vlogs are all there if you'd like to have a look. Karen, great to see you back home. And that leads me to safety. I have never had so many comments, questions, messages sent to me asking um if my flight had been cancelled, or some just statement saying, "Oh, it's a shame you won't be going to Singapore because of the war." And just, I I don't think people realize the flight from the UK to Singapore is direct with Singapore Airlines. There's no changing aircraft in the Middle East, and we didn't fly directly over the affected areas. We were much further north than that. So in my head, it was never a thing or an issue or anything to worry about. It was all these messages I was getting, and I was thinking, is there a problem with my flight? Because I've been checking and they've been going. I even had comments on YouTube on my video. This you must have gone a long time ago, before the war. I'm like, no, I'm I'm literally there when I posted the first video, and I've literally just got back today. Um, just so many assumptions and inaccuracies, actually. So, just to reiterate, direct flight from the UK to Singapore, never felt unsafe at all. Not flying over those affected areas, and not having to change anywhere. So it was never in my mind, but it was clearly in a lot of other people's minds. So yeah, I wouldn't have any hesitation about taking that route again. I absolutely wouldn't. Okay. Um, Tony says most proper posh people have manners. I would hope so too. I absolutely would. And I go back and say, what's posh? Are you referring to people with money, or people who have the mentality that they're, I don't know, what? I missed that one just now. Sorry. So I thought I'd go back to it. Nicola, 10 tonight's got my daughter wedding dress yesterday. Awesome. Thank goodness we saved a lot of money. Yes, it's funny actually. I should be asking the question, shouldn't I? Not how much money are you willing to spend on one night in a very posh hotel, a five-star hotel. How much money are you willing to spend on a dress? Should be the question, or a wedding. And then let's see what people say. I bet they all spent a lot more money than I did on my night away. But congratulations to the daughter. Um, Good that you have saved money more for holiday this year. We like that mucho. Vicky, question. Next to your picture frame of photos of you, Matthew, is usually turning 50. Have you had a change of decor? No. You probably let me oh, I can't. It's you're on my phone and I don't want to move it in case. We are packing and we have cleared half of the den. Um you probably most of it's sort of over there or now in piles over there. Can you see that? That's a chair. Can you see that chair? It's a chair. Behind there, we started making piles of things and we started selling, shifting furniture. It's all happening for our move, by the way, folks, in case you're wondering. So the move to Southampton is still on. It's just the whole process is incredibly slow and painful for multiple reasons I won't bore you with. Um, but because we've been selling furniture, it means we've been rearranging the furniture we're keeping. It means we are now boxing things up and preparing for the move. We don't think it will happen until May, maybe June. But given the amount of time that I'm away traveling, we've got to be. I've just seen something on the wall that's got to come down. Actually, I'm sorry. We've got to be ready. So we're going to basically just keep all the basics, all the things that we need. I went through our cutlery. I threw out loads of cutlery. So like we don't need more than three forks. There's just two of us. That'll do. That's fine. We don't need more than three knives. There's a spare one there as well. Um, so yeah, this room is half gone. We one of the desks sold today. One of the cabinets sold yesterday. Been picked up. We've got our TV unit going, being picked up on Wednesday. So it's all changed. So fingers crossed the move still goes ahead. Fingers crossed. So yes, things are being packed bit by bit. Um, let's see if it happens. If not, we'll have a very clean, very, very clean flat. We really will. Okay, yes, so there you go. People look around, don't they? In fact, there's only two pictures there now, and I don't even remember. I had like a ledge here, which had lots of pictures on, and it had the little yacht and the little Bali surfboard. Do you remember that one? I don't know if you remember. If Mama Tis is eyeing everything up, does she remember all those things that used to be behind me? Does she remember those? I wonder. Hazel, have you sailed out of Newcastle? No, I haven't actually. I've never even been to Newcastle, so cannot comment on that, I'm afraid. Although I have seen some cruises out of Newcastle that I'd be interested in. Mazda is a 5 waiting to have our flight home rerouted as it's Sydney to Doha to Heathrow. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Like when Matthew and I book our flights to Australia, we are absolutely going via Singapore as well. It's something we already decided. Not only because I want Matthew to see Singapore. Posh comes from Victorian thieves slang for money. Port out starboard home is a myth. There you go. Tony's filling us all in. I hope you're going to come to Dublin again soon. I love a bit of Dublin. You never know when I'm going to pop up anywhere on this planet. Tracy, how far is the cruise terminal at Singapore from downtown Singapore? Um, Everything feels very close in Singapore, and getting around is so simple. So when I was at the Marina Bay Sands, I took a taxi to the cruise terminal, which was about 8 minutes, and it cost £4 something. Um, a taxi from downtown, yeah, that's definitely further. I think you could probably do it for £20, though, having said that, in maybe 30 minutes. But also, if you've got an underground with you and you're all right to take that because it's such a easy experience, you could get that. I mean, when I got back, I took the nearest underground station from the cruise terminal, and then I went to Sentosa Island from there. So it's all very easy, my love. You'll be fine. Fire started in a vape shop. I didn't know that, but was it because of a vape or vaping, or was it something else? Mazda, we're flying direct Heathrow to Singapore next week with British Airways. That's the way to do it. Would I like to do a land-based trip to Malaysia rather than a cruise? Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, I had a week spare and I fit in so much. And I don't regret it at all. I leave feeling I wanted to do all these other things? Not really, no. I think I did so much in a week that I couldn't imagine having done any more. I think I just would need to lie down by a pool and that would be it. I felt very fulfilled with this trip, but I mean, I love doing land-based, absolutely. Jason, no pop-up lights for a little while. Have they been consigned to history? Well, I tell you what, are you missing? I tell you why. Because um I went through a period of time where the Wi-Fi was not good enough, or I didn't have enough data left. I felt I was eating up so much of my data and then having to get bolt-ons, and I was spending a lot of money doing it. And I stopped. And so many times when I was on Wi-Fi where it wasn't strong enough and the signal wasn't good enough and I was buffering, and that stresses me out, to be honest with you. So the other thing though is that this trip I wanted to do a pop-up, but with 8 hours time difference and given what I was doing at the time, it was never going to happen. So they it's not a no, it's just it hasn't been the right time. That's as simple as that, really. Travel with the Hiltons. People panic so much. We're off on a cruise from Cyprus on Royal in 4 weeks to Hysteria. Mind you, lots of suites still available. Upgrade time. Yeah, I mean, everyone has to make their own decisions. Um, some people just watch news channels, and some news channels are better than others. Some are just all about hysteria. Um, I think everyone needs to make sure they're safe first and foremost. Um, Informed decisions is a good thing, and obviously, if your, sh- I think for me the telltale sign is if your insurance is not valid anymore in a country, that would be a sign to probably not go there if you can't get insurance for it. Um, yeah, everyone needs to make their own decisions, informed decisions. But I find it's everyone else around me that feels I'm putting myself at risk when I don't feel like I am. Vicky, Mama Tisa's very eagle-eyed. She is, absolutely. Did she notice the unit has gone behind though? Has she noticed that? Like that's the big thing that's disappeared. Has she noticed that? She does remember everything. As soon as she saw you, she was like, "Oh God, it's different." Takeaway tonight? No, I made dinner actually for Matthew. I made dinner. Oh my God, it's 8:10. I've got to go in a minute. The Pop Tarts have been retired. They haven't. Listen, Katie and Ryan, latest party. Don't worry, you're fine. Love the Singapore vlog. Thank you. So listen, before I say my farewell, I didn't realize the time. Can I please, when I looked at my subscriber count before I came on here, I had 10 to go to get to 51,000. If you haven't subscribed, please can you do that? It would be awesome. You just need to sign in and click subscribe. I'd love to get to 51,000 this evening if possible. So, also, I have a giveaway at the moment. Hashtag ad. It's actually a really lovely bag from Healthy Back Bag, worth £79. You're not getting this one. This is mine. Okay, they're going to send you an actual proper new one that I haven't had my grubby hands all over. But if you'd like to enter the giveaway to win that, it's really easy to do. Just head to my Facebook page, and or my Instagram page where you can win that. And don't forget, uh, come on over to Facebook as well. I'm about to post a gazillion pictures of my trip away. People love that. There's one person who always says, "Oh, don't post so many pictures. Like people haven't got time." I was like, "It's my Facebook page. I'll post as many bloody pictures as I want. Just don't stay on my Facebook page if you don't like it. Mind your own business." Come to Facebook. Jamie W. Robbins. Come and share in the joy of a gazillion pictures and watch other people get triggered by it. It's a delight, I'm telling you. Instagram at travelblog Jamie, Patreon at travelblog Jamie. There's 808 patrons now. God bless them. And if you'd like a cameo, we've just had a flurry because of Mother's Day, which was lovely. Cameo.com/travelblog Jamie. I'm there with your personalized video messages. Right, my gorgeous lot. Yes, if the Foreign Office says it's unsafe to travel, that's the time to worry, and that's when you won't be able to get insurance. Exactly my point. If you can't get insurance for somewhere, it's not the place to go. Oh, if insurance is irrelevant, it never covers all. No, no, no. But okay, let's not go there. My point being, you won't be able to get insurance for those places. That's my point. Not about covering war. That's not what I was trying to say. Right. I'm going. It means I do have to finger the screen. I do apologize. I hope you have an awesome week ahead. Love to you all. I'm not going to do I don't love you because tonight, what do we say here? End of stream. Take care. Oh, I don't love you down.